Have you ever wanted something so bad, but it feels unattainable, and you just give up? Here's the thing. You might have been closer to getting it than you think, because this is episode 99 of the Books by Josh, audio immersion titled You're Closer Than You Think, but it doesn't feel like it. Let's dive in. We're on episode 99, like I just said. I'm about to hit a milestone I never thought I would hit, honestly. 100 episodes, and I'm still talking. And I have 2 other podcasts. But here's the thing. 100 episodes, you're like, oh, if you do episode a week, that's like 2 years. Episode 0, which is the precursor to episode 1, came out March 5th, 2017. 9 years ago. 9 years and like a week after. So that's the thing. I've been podcasting for nearly a decade. Nearly a decade on this show. Not including any other podcast, just this show, nearly a decade. And have I made it? No. But here's the thing. I might be closer than I think. That's why I want to talk about it. Because honestly, if I was consistently putting out episodes every week, I should have 400 something episodes if I went on vacation and stuff. But I don't, because I wasn't consistent. There was times that I was consistent for like a month, maybe 2. So every week or every other week, things like that. But then life happens. And if you listen to like my episodes like about the holiday blues and stuff like that, I deal with it, depression, all that. It happens, and as a creative, it affects me not being able to create. So I've been putting out more content since November, October of 2025 because I've gone through transitions, changing jobs for my day work. I call this my night work because I do everything at night for this. And I've wanted to create more, especially with all the tools that are available to us. Like, honestly, I don't write scripts, never can, because I can't read off it. But for topics, I use a multitude of different AIs to say, hey, these are my episodes. Tell me what topic fits in with them. What's the best title? Give me some description, stuff like that. So if you've been a long time listener, you'll see that I have show notes, descriptions that are well written, better than mine. And that's the thing, which is why I can actually create more, because it can actually do things for me that allows me more time to create. And that's why I was able to launch a couple other things on the side. But here's the thing. It's all about that slow progress that feels invisible. Because it's true. I constantly refresh my analytics every day, and I'm like, oh, did I get another subscriber? Did I get another download? And it's insane because right now, I'll do it right now while recording this episode on a YouTube channel I launched, but I'm not going to plug because it has nothing to do with this. It's just something that you do because you want to feel like what you're doing is growing your community. That's the thing. We're a community. If you're listening in every week to these episodes, you're part of the Josh community, and I thank you for that. And that's the thing. You never know who you affect out there. So I'm probably never going to meet someone that listens to this, especially in my city. It's New York City. There's millions of us here. You never know who you bump into. But that's the thing. It's just about the small little leaps. Let's talk about dividends. I invest in ETFs, mutual funds, and stocks, of course. I don't do options, but for my like stocks and ETFs that I do, I focus on dividends. Sure, I am in the S&P. A lot of my portfolios is the S&P or the top 1,000 as well. But for my individual stocks and ETFs that aren't mutual funds, I invest in dividend-paying stocks and ETFs because of the dividend snowball. What's the dividend snowball and what does it have to do with this episode? Well, open your ears because you're about to learn something. When a company pays your dividend, you can either receive it to your account or you can actually reinvest it. What I personally do, because I'm still not close to retirement, I reinvest it. By reinvesting it, what happens is it buys you a fractional share. What's a fractional share? It's a smaller share, not one whole share, but percentage. So let's say, for example, a company's worth $100. They pay your dividend, let's say annually $1. So that dollar, you will buy 1% of a share, 0.001 of a share. So next time it pays dividend, you're gonna get a little bit more as it goes on because you're adding more. So you're getting paid, but you're reinvesting in it. So it might seem like something small, but let's take, for example, a company I'm invested in. I'm not telling you to invest in it. This is just something I'm invested in, is Realty Income. Ticker symbol O. And right now, a share is worth about $62, $63. And my position on it, even though I started out with 1 or 2 shares, just over the years of reinvesting dividends and buying more into it, I'm actually getting over $50 a month on dividends alone for that company. You heard it, 50, $50. And that's with me holding about 200 shares. So those 200 shares then, like I said, pop up overnight. And those, so let's say it gives me just $50 flat. Guess what? Next month, it'll give me like $50 again. But guess what? Because it's 60 something, sits like 2, 3 a share. So on month 3 though, I'll get extra dividends, which is like 26 cents. So instead of $50, it'll be $50.26. And then the next month, because of the leftover from the first 2 months and the third month, I now have 2 new shares. So it'll be $50.52. You understand? That's the dividend snowball. It picks up. That's the slow progress I was talking about. Another way is just consistency, showing up. If you show up to the gym every week, multiple times in a week, and you eat right, you might not see the gains right away. Could take a month or 2, especially if you haven't done it for a long time. You won't get strength back that fast, but eventually you'll notice, hey, my clothes are a bit loose on me. Wow, I was able to move the couch to clean under easier. Stuff like that. It's the little things you don't pay attention to. And that's the thing. So we are closer than we think. It's just that we're our own worst enemy. And it's like when I create something, I sit there and I second guess, hey, is this a great episode? And like after recording this podcast, as is, I'm going to transcribe it and I'm going to upload that transcription to Claude, to ChatGPT, to Gemini, Perplexity, and even Lumo. You don't know what Lumo is? It's the one done by Proton. And I might do a Grok too. You know what? I'll do all of them. And say, hey, what did you think about this episode? They don't know how I talk, my verbiage, things like that. What do I mean by verbiage? Well, if you're part of the Books by Josh Audio Immersion, you're Josh and the Joshette. It's from way back. I was looking at old stuff. But that's the thing. They don't know my voice. They're not supposed to know my voice because they're not trained on it. They're not human yet. I say yet because you never know. But that's the thing. And I'm my own worst enemy because I don't want to post it if I don't think it's good. Which is why whenever I do a chapter, think of an idea, I pass it through all these things because I don't feel it's good enough. And that's the problem. Because if you listen to episode 1 and to this episode, way different podcasts. Still me. But it's not as polished. I ramble more than I ramble now. I get off topic way more. That's crazy to think, right? But it happens. So that's the thing. After doing 99 episodes of this show, I've done over 100 podcast episodes, well over that. But 99 episodes of this show, I can tell you that even episode 75 is way different from this episode. I'm growing as a podcaster. I'm growing as a creative just by putting in the work. Consistency is key because honestly, if I was doing a scattershot approach like before, my metrics will be even worse than they are now because my uploads come out Tuesday at 8:30 a.m. And there's been times blizzard stuff like that or me catching flu that I didn't post. I'm sorry for that, but things happen. But it's a consistent schedule. So if you're subscribed, you know, hey, Tuesday 8:30, there's an episode. But Josh, last week there was an episode until like Thursday. So with that, yeah, the audio was glitch. I had to redo it. So I'm sorry about that. But that's the thing, it's the consistency. It makes me get out of bed in the morning and say, you know what? Today, I gotta make sure I had my topics ready that I want to talk about and get ready to hit record. And honestly, even now, you know what I started doing? I started doing companion posts on booksbyjosh.com for this and Tech with Josh. TEK. CH was taken. But that's the thing. By doing it every single week, it becomes a habit. And I know this using what I've learned and adjusting, because if you're doing the same thing, you're not going to grow. Even lifting weights, you have to shake it up, you know? You got to confuse your muscles, like Arnold said. You can't just do the bench press only for a chest and your tries. You got to do push-ups, you got to do incline bench, decline bench if you have access to it. You got to do dips, you know? Military press to get the upper chest. There's a bunch of different things you have to do. You guys do different things, and that's the thing. So I start actually improving on doing subtitles, SEO driven titles, stuff like that based on my actual metrics. So every time podcast drops, I track it for a week and see how it performs, stuff like that. Because by doing that, I can see the actual growth because it's silent. It's slow. If I don't do this, I'm saying, oh man, no sponsors reach out to me. Man, nobody's doing this. My traffic, how come nobody's commenting? Things like that. It's like because I don't track the metrics. So I don't know how many people are actually going in and clicking that download, how many hours of listen, things like that. So track your progress. It's slow, but track it. And say, hey, I want to be 150 pounds. I'm right now, let's say 190. That's not my weight. Trust me on that. I'm way more than that. But you don't weigh yourself every day. Weigh yourself every month. So you weigh yourself exactly a month from now. So you go, hey, April 17th. Hey, look, I'm down to 186. That's something, you know? It's that little bit of progress. You don't see it. And that's the thing. A lot of people quit right before the momentum shows. We all know the meme of two guys digging for diamonds and one gives up and the diamonds are right there and people make a joke. It's like gambling. That big win's right around the corner. It could be. I'm not saying it is. I don't condone gambling. If you need to gamble, you can, but do it responsibly. But that's the thing. Your one moment of hitting your goal might be right there. Like I said, episode 100 is scheduled for next week. I didn't record yet, but it's scheduled for next week. And mind you, I'm coming back from Florida on that Monday. So if I don't record this Friday, I have to do it right when I come back from Florida because I'm not bringing my stuff to Florida. So that's the thing, like, it's that consistency. To hit those goals, you have to be methodical and just show up. I've watched on YouTube earlier about how much people made on YouTube. And it's like, hey, I made this much last year. The person said like $400 for the year because they weren't consistent. And then they were consistent. And for their niche, they did a video a week. And then the year after that, they made $1,600. It might not sound like a lot, but they quadrupled their income just off AdSense. So if I was sponsored, that's just from the AdSense of YouTube. So it's just that consistency, putting in the work, and just continue being you. Right now, like I mentioned finances earlier, I actually am tracking my portfolio. I have spreadsheets, I have graphs for dividends also, and I want to track it monthly and see how it does. Because looking at it every day is not going to be great for you. Because, like I said, you're going to keep refreshing. The market's going to go up and down, up and down. But it's the same with your analytics. If you're a musician, don't expect one song to be a hit, you know? It could be. Just don't expect it. Just keep creating music. Keep putting in the hours. Keep releasing tracks. And you never know. You might get hit up one day and say, hey, yo, I found your track online. You want to do a feature? Stuff like that, you know? You never know, and that's the main thing. Don't give up hope. As long as you wake up, put in the work. If I wake up, I mean, as long as you're alive, hit the grind, you know? And that's basically it for this episode of the Books by Josh Audio Immersion. Like I said, this is episode 99. Next week is episode 100. What is it about? I have no idea. And I'm being honest. And if you want to support me in any way, make sure just to hit that subscribe for the Books by Josh Audio Immersion that you just listened to, or Tech with Josh, TEK, because CH was taken. And also, if you want to buy me a coffee, you can do that at buymeacoffee.com and look up Books by Josh. And I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya.